Give that a second. Just one. Oh, my mic's loose. Alright, should be good by now. Go live. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Boop do 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 do. Good day, Cody. How are you, sir? Top of the evening to you, laddie. Farming Simulator 22. Farming Simulator 22. That's good to hear, sir. Good to hear, good to hear. Filler. I'm good. FS22 tags. Somewhere in here. There we go. What's up, Jesse? How you doing tonight, sir? This cow is really giving the camera a show while I'm setting this up. Oh my goodness. Do. Save. Save. Alright. So that's all good to go. Move that over there. Put this here. I think we can go ahead and close out this. Bring this up. Fix this. There we go. Alright. So I have worked a little bit on my farm since the last time. So I still have a lot to do, actually. But we've gotten everything parked in the new shops. I did add gravel back here, and these are going to be back here instead of over there. So we're going to go ahead and sell that one. Go ahead and sell that. Then we'll move everything over there. We did gravel this, extend this gravel out here. And then we just wrap around. And I did make this here. So we have a lot of grass to paint in as well. Because I didn't like this path here. Tony, I mean, that was good for a temporary fix. But just didn't like where it came out at. So I just went and made a straight shot. All the way down to this road, and then we come out here. I mean, I was going through here anyway, so the only problem is we have those X's there. But I want to put that there because over here, I'm going to move the bubblegum shrimp stuff. So the bubblegum shrimp stuff will be here, and we're just further spreading out. Anyway, I'm pretty good. I'm worn out, and I haven't really done much today. I feel drained. Like, I feel like I've been sitting outside in the heat all day, just like running on like a treadmill or something, because my body just feels just. Where are we at with? I guess I can start off I think it's just going to be me and possibly PJ tonight if PJ shows up. He had stuff to do last night. I don't know if it'll extend into the night or not, but Tony said he wasn't going to be here. JT said he wasn't going to be here. So if PJ doesn't show up, it's probably just going to be me tonight. You guys are in luck. Not really. I feel like I just ended the week at 53.5 hours. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't do much today. Like, I didn't. I think it has to do with, so I live in an apartment, right? And they have for some reason, they have the windows open on the unit next door. And I'm pretty sure they haven't turned the AC on. And the units on either side of us. Because, like, we don't have a maintenance man right now. So he's not going in there and maintaining it. So I'm pretty sure they don't have the ACs on. So I'm pretty sure it's just sucking all the cold air out of our apartment for the next door apartments. So it's extremely hot, especially upstairs. Our bedroom is just miserable. It wasn't like that last summer. That's why I think it has something to do with the AC and the open window, because it wasn't as bad last summer. And I roast at night. Just absolutely roast. So I wake up throughout the night, so I haven't been sleeping all that well. So I think that's what it has to do with it. So a week of just not sleeping well is starting to catch up with me. Because I'm miserable when it's warm. I'm miserable. I gotta have it cold. I even like have a fan on, AC's on, and it is unbearably hot upstairs. We go upstairs, and the first chance we get to go downstairs, we're back downstairs because it's miserable. All right, so where do I want to? I think what I want to do is we'll just bring this down like this. Boom. And we'll just gravel up all this. My stepmom did text the wife earlier though and let us know that the pool is open for the year. She's been working on it for a couple weeks now, and she said she went outside the other day and all the water she had in, it was almost ready to go. All the water was out. Hose failed, so she had to. Luckily, she had another hose, and she had to replace it and then start the process all over again. Is that even? Yeah, it looks even. Now it's not. Actually, we can just grass this whole thing in. Jesus, Pete. Alright. And then we just boop. Make it swing a little bit wider here. I might eventually move these over here as well. I'm not certain yet. But I guess that gets us started. I also gotta fix my spot where my old house used to be. We still have stuff sitting out here in this field that we need to bring in. Man. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Just eating away. Luckily, I took a small loan from the tax man, so we have plenty of money here. Got a stupid phone call. Went to voicemail and screwed up me trying to enjoy a weekly Feenix show. What the voicemail? How it ruined? Unless you listen to the voicemail, man. You could have put it off till Monday. I don't have to be me till Monday. Just planting grass. No, it's not the most entertaining bit. I think everything is ready to harvest. No. I guess we could sleep a day and see how our animals are doing and then go from there. Doo doo. Choo choo train. This is where you start your day at, and you have to have a motivational poster of the Macho Man Randy Savage. Nope. Oh, I'm looking for the bedroom. I haven't quite. Oh, it's upstairs. That's right. Nope. That's not it. Is it this one? No, that's the bathroom. I'll figure out one of these. There we go. Ooh, that. I'll have to be me till Monday. We slept through 2 rainstorms. Alright. There's something there that does not like me walking through it. Alright. All these fields are ready to go now. What's planted in these fields? Okay, this is sunflower, soybean. Okay, I guess we can get our soybean game on. Oh, got turkeys. Do I have a grain header for my? Yeah, I do. It's right over there. Duh. Alright. Take this. Doot doot. What's up, Chad? How are you? Just currently me, Chad. JT won't be around this weekend. It's Father's Day, and he's spending the weekend with his daughter. And PJ's. I don't know if PJ's will be here tonight. He didn't stream last night because he had a friend that was coming up that he was gonna hang out with. So I don't know if he'll be here this weekend or not. So currently just little old me. And Tony's got a family reunion this weekend, so he won't be around. Oh, I be here. Oh no. Oh no. He here. Alright. So we got that. Now we need our Kanban, which I think will do the. To remember that I have 2. We'll do. This is M3 and this is L3. We'll do L3 for green. The M3 will go with corn because corn, maize. M3. Yeah. Makes sense in my head. I guess we'll go out this way. Oh, it's Cat's Gym. Oh, I'm not in Discord. Good evening. Oh. What's up, Lucas? How are you? Excuse you. There is no excuse for me. Did my blinker stop working? You burped. I know, but there's still no excuse for me. Do, do, do. I don't play FS19. Legit thing in the back of my mind. Yeah. I don't play FS19, so I couldn't tell you if there was any good police cars for FS19. Ah, my wrist. Oh, it's downhill. It's going as fast as it can go. You wasted your money. You should have just went for Farm Sim 22. Just saying. 19 is completely skippable in the series. Failure is strictly FS15 fire trucks. No, you're wrong, Cody. 17. 17. No, I couldn't even begin to tell you where my Farm Sim 15 disc was. Saying a prayer? Why are you saying a prayer for me? What? It's way out of my amount. You wasted your money, sir. You waste your money on 19. Just saying. 22, you should have waited. Got it on sale, because 22 is so much better than 19. I was off by one, my bad. Yeah, a little bit. You're off by about 2 years, sir. Give it the program. Although I did start doing fire trucks in Farm Sim 15, so. Well, actually, no, that was 13, wasn't it? I started in 13. No, because maybe it was 13. I don't remember. I don't remember at all. My brain is fried. Well, sir, you shouldn't have put your brain on drugs. Remember those commercials? This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. It was under $20. I've seen. Well, Farm Sim was just free on Epic Games, so Farm Sim 22 was just free on Epic Games. You don't remember those commercials where they have a picture of an egg and it's like, this is your brain, and then they crack it and put it in the frying pan and it starts frying up and it's like, this is your brain on drugs. Or yeah, are you talking about? You don't? I don't remember either. If I did, I'm pretty sure I had fire trucks in 13 because I feel like the Pierce trucks were definitely in 13 before they were 15, but I don't think I recorded much in 13. I didn't really popular until Farm Sim 15, so. Because I didn't start my channel until like 2014, so. This is your brain on drugs. Then what was it? Was it tobacco or was it drugs? The commercial where the girl was like flat, like she was sitting on the couch and it just looks like she hadn't, like, it was just, she was like everything was sucked out of her and That was the marijuana. I couldn't remember. I just remember the egg one. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Psh. Oh. Oh, yeah, no. This... Why that change? Testing? Test. Oh, yeah, no, now it's working.
Yeah. We'll
see.
Yeah.
You're quiet, though, on my end compared to my game.
No, it's actually pretty good.
Good connection. What, Brandon?
But I mean, those were commercials from the '90s, so not everyone's gonna remember those.
Oh, I got a blast from my past. TikTok come up with classic commercials. You remember the Sears commercial where he was like, "You said you call yesterday. I'll call tomorrow. You'll call now."
My wife and I joke about. We literally joke about that every day. Like, it's like, I'll do it in a bit. And she's like,
"You do it now."
Right? Now. I'll do it now. Never gets old.
That would come up was the pop goes connection.
Oh yeah.
So many. Makes me feel old because you look at the quality of those commercials and you're like, geez, that's what I grew up watching.
Well, yeah, it's not even like 16:9. It's like they can't even. They have to do like the borders on the sides.
Watch the Chicago Fire.
Of the picture, because
that's sad.
Not even meant for like non-tube TVs.
Yeah, the old square YouTube TVs.
Yep. Actually, you know what? I'll get going. I'm gonna get going on some corn.
Yeah, that's why I started with soybeans. I figured you'd rather do the corn.
Yep, I just like grabbed the other header though, like halfway down my driveway. Okay.
Where's my...
I do have to mulch the grapes one more time at some point.
There it is.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, got it. All right.
What's that? Me watching Fire or Cold Ass? You watching Chicago Fire? Chicago Fire is ass. Chicago Fire. I watched the first season and I couldn't watch anymore. It's so bad. I gave you a pass on Fire Country because I actually like Fire Country. Chicago Fire is garbage. How fake it is, I'm guessing? Kinda. It's like a soap opera. Like, if you're gonna watch Chicago Fire, just watch Bold and Beautiful. You get more realism from the Bold and Beautiful than you do Chicago Fire. Like, I like 911 at the beginning, but then after like the first 2 seasons, like they just can't keep ramping stuff up to where it's just like, this is so unbelievable. And Chicago Fire was that way the very first season. Like they just started off the gate like, we're just gonna make this shit just absolutely god awful to watch. Fire Country's pretty interesting. Yeah, we enjoyed Fire Country, and they're. I really hope it that they don't like they're not reaching for everything, because now they're doing Sheriff Country, and usually what happens when they do a spinoff like that, it ends up being like everything ends up going to shit. Like I enjoyed the first couple of seasons of FS or the FS 911, Jesus, 911, and then it just got ridiculous. Fire Country so far, I've only watched the first season. I think the second season's getting ready to start or something. We enjoyed the first season. I just hope it doesn't go to shit because they stretch yourself too thin with creating another show in the universe. They just announced it, I think last week. It's called Sheriff Country. It's going to be in the same universe. I'm guessing it's going to have like a lot of crossover between the two. I mean, Fire Country is not realistic by any means. I mean, it was a little bit outrageous, and there's definitely shit that is it probably make firefighters cringe, but at least the storyline's good. Chicago Fire, the storyline was just terrible, absolutely terrible. Oh wait, season 2's already ended? I didn't even know it started yet. Can't wait for Yellowstone. If Yellowstone ever happens. If they finish season 5, then that's it. Costner's out, and they're gonna do a spinoff with Matthew McConaughey. That's the rumor. Alright, now I need a truck. Oh, Yellowstone was done already? No. So, Kevin Costner was working on... He's got a project he's working on, and they went on, like, from what he said, a 16-month break between filming, and he wasn't willing to postpone this project to continue with Yellowstone because he doesn't want to do Yellowstone anymore. He's done with it. So they were supposed to finish recording season 5. I don't know if they ever did or not. But after season 5, it's done, and they're going to be doing a spinoff where all the original cast, with the exception of Kevin Costner, is going to be reprising their roles And the new lead's going to be Matthew McConaughey. I don't think you're pulling this information out of nowhere, sir. I'm gonna look at this real quick because I didn't think Fire Country was Fire Country. There's only 10 episodes in season 2. Yeah, sir, you were completely wrong. Episode 3 is on June 20th. What's this? Oh no, this is saying May 7th. What is this information? Hold on. Where is... Season 2... Oh, it's only 10 episodes and it ended on May 17th. Is that all the episodes? Because it wasn't there. Yeah, there's 22 episodes in the first season. So are they doing more? I guess they're not. They're only going to do... That's so stupid. That's how you know they're just putting it out for quick money. To go from 22 episode season down to a 10 episode season. That's so stupid. All right, Yellowstone. Yeah, season 5's not over yet. Season 5 is... Part 2 is... Not been announced yet. Because they haven't filmed it. I knew what I was talking about. Because of the strike. Oh, they shortened the seasons because of the strike. What's up, Steve, by the way? I hope that's the case. But the Yellowstone being postponed has nothing to do with the strike. That's all to do with Kevin Costner being fed up with everything. I would say hard to deal with, but I kind of think he's in the right here. He's got his own project that he's put his own money up, and he's guaranteed these people jobs, and he's kind of got to follow through with it. If he doesn't follow through with it, then he's the butthole. I get him on that. So I can't really say it's Kevin Costner being hard to deal with. It's just that there's issues behind the scenes. Yeah, but the season's not over yet. So they filmed the first part of the season, and then they stopped because Kevin Costner had a project. I can't remember what it's called. Some movie that he's producing that he wanted out of his contract to go work on, and they wouldn't let him out of his contract or something like that. And then he refused to do any more Yellowstone until that's done with. He wants to be done with the series. He wants it done. So the rumor is they're having to go back and refilm stuff to kill off John Dutton. So again, they can create a new show, a spinoff, with all the original cast returning, except Matthew McConaughey is going to be the lead. I'll binge watch Yellowstone at some point. My father-in-law has watched every episode about as many times as I've watched The Office episodes. Yellowstone's such a good show. It is such a good show. And that's why Brandon said it was too drama-y, but then he's watching Chicago Fire. It makes no sense. But it's the right kind of drama, if that makes sense. it's not this cheesy, corny, oh my god, we're in love drama. Like the soaps. Like you get more realism out of The Bold and Beautiful, As the World Turns, Young and Restless, all get more realism out of that than you do Chicago Fire. What I heard is they filmed in the moment and then came out in November. Yeah, no, it's not done. You can look it up. They're not done with season 5 yet because they haven't filmed it. And like I said, according to Kevin Costner, I watched, he did an interview recently. They took like 16 months off. I'm guessing he's talking about like during the pandemic, I'm guessing. They took like 16 months off, or maybe that was during the writer's strike. I don't know. From filming, and he didn't want to postpone his project any longer. He told him he had this amount of time, and they're even saying that like there were days where he just didn't show up to filming when he was supposed to film, so they had to shoot around him, and it like there was a whole bunch of drama going on with Kevin Costner. Chicago Fire is all drama. Yeah, pretty much. Which, let's face it, without Kevin Costner, Yellowstone wouldn't have been as popular as it was. Kevin Costner was the draw for the show. Now, since that happened, I think they can easily do spinoffs with like, you know, Rip and Beth would be a spinoff. Not real huge fan of Casey and his wife. Like that, I could do without their drama. She's like, I disliked her from season 1 or whenever she showed up. What else? Jamie, like, I could care less about him. The other guys, the ranch hands, they could have a freaking spinoff on their own. I love Yellowstone, Chicago Fire, because both have good drama. No, Chicago Fire is the cheesy drama. Like I said, I'd rather watch a soap opera over Chicago Fire. What's up, Axel? How you doing, man? He said, I watched the first season of Chicago Drama. Did not like it. Huh? I mean, that fits it better. Chicago Drama. Good, Mike just finished repairing hydraulics leak on the Caterpillar backhoe. Nice. Nice. The best firefighter show of all time will forever be Rescue Me. Fight Me. Now we set him up and let him go down this way. Yes, I do my private job as well, even though. Huh? Oh, man, what'd you buy?
I don't have anything to like. I was realizing that the 2 trucks that I have, the bed that you can put stuff into is the exact same size as my
Oh, you're
auger.
yeah.
So it's like pointless. So what trailer do you use?
I have 2 of the generation trailers, and I have one of the Demco trailers.
Yeah, I was just checking out
The Demco trailer is probably the nicer of the 2, but I think it's smaller. But I had to have the generation trailers because that's what the shift farms use around here. I really started off working in the local cat dealer after I completed my diploma in diesel mechanics, but got bored of doing the same thing after some time. Ah, nice. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I'll just fill this thing up and then dump it and then use the other one going forward. It'd be fine for like smaller fields, but not this one.
Yeah. If we had like, and even we didn't have as many fields, like I feel like that's good for a field or 2, and then like a small field or 2. But doing this mass farming, that ain't no good. Unless you can get the pup trailer to go with it. Then you can have 2 grain carts.
For the truck?
Yeah, there's a pup trailer that you can put the grain bed on and hook behind that, so you can have essentially 2 grain beds.
For the truck that I currently have down here at this field.
Where you at?
7.
Yeah. Pretty sure. Huh. Is that the Brandon Green box? Go with
It was.
Yeah.
I forget which one it was. I think I just picked the biggest one. Yeah, that's what I picked. I mean, it does have a hitch on the back.
Gotta test this out. Oh, this doesn't have a hitch on the back.
This one does, doesn't it?
I'm talking about the one you got at the shop. Test and see if this works.
I mean, the shop's right up there. I'll just drive this over. Or not.
I'm impatient, sorry. What's up, Terry? How you doing?
I was just going to cut through the field. I'm right here. I mean, then it's just like 2 loads instead of 1, so. You got it. Just jam it in there.
Nope, that doesn't work. All right. I mean, there's the. And all else fails, there is somewhere here. This option.
Doing like the actual trailer one.
It's the same bed. Sell that. Return that.
Yeah, I mean that does work.
Oh, it's really high. What the hell?
Oh yeah, it's only using like two axles. I wonder if it would work better on the other truck.
Oh, where's my green card? There it is. He is not going to make it back. Slap at the like button. Slap it. Slap it real good. Stopped by my dad's last night.
Oh yeah.
And first off, he was showing me his new walker. My stepmom has rigged up oxygen tanks on both sides, and it looks seriously like he's got like NOS bottles connected to it. I was like, Jesus, Pete. But she was like, the pool should have been ready by now, but she said she went outside the other day and the pool was empty. Well, empty or back down to the level it was before she started filling it. A hose failed and emptied everything below that point, or above that point.
Oh,
So she had to start all over again.
that sucks. I mean, the only good thing is, I mean, like, maybe not for this weekend, but for next weekend, like.
Oh yeah, no, it's good to go now.
We're gonna be in the 90s. Oh, it is
Today. Yeah, she messaged my wife while my wife was taking a nap. I had to work at 5 o'clock this morning, so she came home and took a nap. And my stepmom messaged her, "Oh, pool's ready to go. Was in it floating around today." My wife was like, "I crashed." So I told her, I said, what we should have done is just got up and went, because, geez, when she woke up, we still had like 3 hours of daytime, and it was still hot as balls out.
Yeah, it's pretty muggy here today.
Yeah.
Muggy and, like, you know, like the afternoon thunderstorms, kind of muggy. And it was rough. Yeah, when I was coming back from hanging out with my friend this afternoon, and I was like, I think I should head out, because, like, without traffic, it's like an hour and a half to get there, which just makes no sense, because it's really not that far. It's like 28 miles or something like that. So it's like you'd think it wouldn't take that long, but just like the sheer traffic. And then, of course, as soon as I leave, it starts to just torrential downpour, thunder and lightning, which slows everything down. And so I had to go through Salem, Mass, which has just become it's 24/7 traffic. There's no way around it.
Yeah, it's Salem.
literally half my drive was to get to the highway, and it's super annoying. So,
And you drive
it took me
a
2
manual.
hours.
Doesn't that fuck with your knee?
I don't drive a manual anymore.
Oh, that's right. You were wanting to get. Never mind. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
My bad, dog. My bad. Well, see, aren't you glad you don't have a manual right now?
Well, I mean, it's my right knee, so I wouldn't have any issues with the clutch. So.
You don't have any relief.
Yeah. But just a stupid amount of time. Get back because it was just thunderstorms, and it wasn't really humid before them, but it was super humid after, which makes no sense. Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah, because usually the rain cools it down.
Yep.
But it's so damn hot, the rain just hitting that ground. It's so damn hot that it's just like creating like a sauna effect. And you're like,
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to get storms tonight, but I guess it bypassed us because I didn't hear any. Because my high school shop teacher, he was supposed to be performing down at docks in Frederica, but they had to move somewhere indoors or something like that. No, they're calling for storms tonight. Nah, I didn't hear a damn thing.
Yep. Dude, the place that I stayed, I met up with my friend and his family, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we have an extra, my mom got us an extra room for the night, so it's not going to be used. So if you want to stay over, you can." And I was like, "Okay, well, fine."
Sleepover.
I was like, twist my arm. Yeah, I didn't know where it was. I just knew it was in Marblehead somewhere. And so I leave here, and I was like, what's the what address should I put in? And so he drops a pin and sends it to me. So I go there, and then we're out on this probably means nothing to you, but it was out in the Marblehead Neck, where all the yacht clubs and stuff are, like the fancy
Uppity people.
It's like when I went to Vail. And the level of wealth that's there, it's like there's rich people, and then there's just wealthy. And so I just roll in my Tacoma, and everyone else has the Porsche SUVs and Bentley SUVs and stuff. And there's you walk up to the entrance of the club, and they're having their tennis lessons and stuff. You're like, oh jeez, I'm hobbling in on my brace.
That's what my
NASCAR T-shirt on.
Oh, Jesus. Oh man, Martin Truex retired.
No, he's retiring at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's what I say. He's retiring.
Yeah.
But so my stepmom's family comes from some sort of wealth, and her cousin lives up there in Massachusetts, and they came down to visit, and she was just in awe of the vehicle colors, and my stepmom was like, "Can't you not get?" She goes, "No, BMWs don't come in that color." All right. That tells me everything I need to know about you. No. Can you imagine being that rich that you don't realize the cars come in other colors because BMWs don't offer that color?
But BMW offers a lime green, so go figure. That makes no sense. I just sent you like the image, like the Google image search for this place. Like, I thought when he was like, he said that they had an extra room. I thought it was just at like a hotel because her, like, where his mom lives, it's not big enough to have his entire family there. So I figured she rented something close by.
Damn, look at the boats in the water. That's how you tell that's money.
Well, yeah. And then I was like, well, so you guys are like at the pool here. So like, but I know you're not members. Like, what are we doing here? We have dinner reservations. I didn't know you could just use all the amenities. He's like, oh no, we're staying upstairs. It's like, oh, okay. So literally just balled out like a wealthy person for 24 hours. You know, I threw on my polo shirt.
You didn't like the looks you were getting with your NASCAR tee?
As soon as I left my truck, I was like, ooh. And I was like, this is the only Tacoma I've seen since entering this town, and I'm sure I'm getting dirty looks left and right to begin with. And
Bob, the poor people have arrived.
I was wearing a hoodie because I thought it was going to be like cooler on the coast, because it normally is. And my NASCAR tee, it's not even a NASCAR tee, it's a Newfound Glory's concert tour shirt, but it's NASCAR themed, if you will. So it's the NASCAR like logo thing, but it says Newfound Glory instead of NASCAR. But yeah, I instantly was like, oh no. Hobbling up with my knee brace. I'm like, hey.
Oh, you must be one of the Make-A-Wish kids.
Yeah, right? It's like, oh, you must be the help. No.
Back down to the kitchen.
No, sorry. Although I will say, so I finally got my brace. Finally. Yesterday morning. And this thing is beefy. Like, it is. You ever see like Gronk's brace, his arm brace?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
I think so.
Where it was just like mechanical.
Yeah.
So that's what this is, except for my knee. It's the beast of a thing.
Well, then you need a pair of jorts and a Austin 316 shirt to show up next to it.
It's literally bigger than that, than Stone Cold's knee braces. Like, it's girthy. So I'm sitting here being like, I can't wear this under pants. And I was told that I shouldn't wear it over pants. So I'm like, I don't know if I can go into work. Because I'm not supposed to be wearing shorts into work unless I get if I can get an exception or something. But not the point. I have found that people are friendlier if, like, you're crippled.
Well, yeah.
They're friendlier to you. Like, for example, this morning I was walking across the road and, like, it's kind of a blind turn, but I didn't look both ways. And I had someone stop on a dime, and I was like, I'm so sorry. And they're like, no. Don't worry about it. That was my fault. Okay. It was 150% my fault. I just walked out into the road.
That means you're
But they're
wearing
like,
the brace even after you get it taken care of.
I'm just seeing what it takes to get a handicap
Chris
sticker.
Shoemake, is that what it was? Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the flock. Do you have to have the plate too up there?
You don't. You just need the thing that like you hang on the rear view mirror.
Here you have to have the handicap plate with the placard.
What? So what if it's like short term? So like, what if you were in like?
Well, I'm pretty sure if it's short term, then you can like you should have like a doctor's note or something, and they can get rid of it. But if you don't have the plate, and because there are so many people that just getting the placards and putting them in the window, that they've required you get plates now. Just like they did away with farm tags, because so many people were riding around on farm tags. Now you actually have to register a farm tag.
Well, I think
to a vehicle.
Kind of what I'm thinking is that like it doesn't make sense to go get an entirely new plate if you're going to be like.
That's what I'm saying. If it's short term, I think you can. I think a doctor can.
But what are you going to like post your like tape your doctor's note to the window?
No, I'm pretty sure you like they give you the ticket and then you go into court and just be like, I got a doctor's note, and they're like, all right.
Oh, so here you get a thing that you hang in your window or in your rear view mirror that has the dates. So it comes from a doctor, and it has the dates for which that handicap thing is valid.
That makes more sense. Here's just the handicap placard.
Yeah. So I know this because like. My mom's been taking full advantage recently. Like at first, she's like, I don't want to be considered handicapped or like a cripple or anything like that because I'm walking around with a cane and like hobbling and stuff. And then we went out to brunch for Easter. I think it was Easter. And like we roll in and then I see my parents' car coming down the aisle and they just like pull right into a handicap spot. I was like, what? And then I see my dad like hang the thing on the rear view mirror. I was like, you know what? Good for you. Good for you. Finally.
Yeah.
You know? It took you 3 years to be okay with it, but I'm glad you came to terms with it.
I'd do it in a heartbeat. If they offer me a handicap plaque, I'm taking it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like, yep, front row parking. You mean tell me I've parked in the back of the parking lot all my life? Nope. I'll take that plaque. I don't care if it's for a couple months. I'll use it. But yeah, no, that makes a ton more sense to have like it actually written on the actual placard. Here it's just
it's like the do not like the do not disturb sign at like a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally that you hang on there, except it has the handicap like blue and white handicap logo, and then below it just says like there's 3 lines, and I think it's like who the doctor is, what date it started, what date it ends, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense. But here they had so many
problems. Like having to go to court to prove that, and then like, or like having to go to the DMV and getting a new plate, like for something.
I think you get the same. Well, I think you keep the same plate number. They just put a little handicap marker on it.
Yeah, but then you got to go back again afterwards to like reverse it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think if it's just temporarily, then you get the. But then again, if it's perm, like would you reverse it if you had it? Like if you could still have it.
That's a whole different issue. It's just like, and you'd have to deal with people who are not actually handicapped but still have handicap on their plate.
I mean, it's no different than people who were just throwing the handicap placard in their window. And then they hop out and they run into the store.
It's true.
Oh yeah, I think it was not last year, year before they made it. So like, because farm tags, you used to be able to just go up to the DMV and get like a stack of them, but so many people were just slapping them on everything and running up and down the road with it that they now require you to register the farm tag.
So, like, I'm gonna just clarify something. Like, your state is very strict on tolls to the point where they take a picture of your license plate and then send you a ticket in the mail with a very high surcharge on there.
Yeah, but all of our tolls are easily skippable too.
But when it comes to handicap or like farms, they're just like, you know, just gonna look the other way.
Farm tags used to, like I said, that's what pissed a lot of people off because now you actually have to register them. Like you don't have to register the vehicle, but it has to. The plate has to be registered to that vehicle, so it has to. You have to go in and you actually get a number. It used to be just like a plastic plate that said farm use only or something like that. But now you actually have to get a plate. It's got a number, and it's to that vehicle because so many people were just slapping them on. Like
we've had that forever. It starts with on the bottom it says farm, like below the numbers, and then it always starts with F for the license plate number, but you still have to register it.
Yeah, no, that wasn't the case here until a couple of years ago. It used to you could go up to DMV and be like, I need 12 farm tags, and it's like a plastic tag that just says farm use only, and you could slap it on your vehicle and you didn't have to register it. But now it's like I said, so many people were just slapping those plastic tags on their vehicles and running up and down the road. Right. And now it has to be registered.
Be like, oh, I'm going to the feed store.
Yeah. That's what people were doing. Well,
you don't have to register the vehicle then. So, like, it's not going to be in the system.
Well, no, but that tag will come back to A, who owns it, B, what it's supposed to be on. So if it's supposed to be on a 86 Ford F-250, it's not going to be on a 2006 Ford Ranger. Because that's what people were doing. They were taking.
So there's a different So there is some kind of unique identifier.
Yeah. So you have to. It has. You have to tell what that's going to be on. So like, the way my buddy and his family used to operate is they had a whole slew of vehicles, and whatever they took out, they would just put a farm tag on it and go down the road. So that prevents that from happening. So you have to register it. So you have to pay for that tag, and it has to be on that vehicle. So if you're putting that farm tag, it's going to be on a dump truck, it shouldn't show up on your F-250.
Right. So it's not as simple as just like give me 15 farm tags.
Yeah, that's how it used to be because you could go up and just get a stack of them. They were just plastic tags that said farm use only. That's all it was. And you could swap them out, put them on whatever you wanted. And so many people were doing it that now it's registered. Like you have to register that tag. You actually get a actual plate number, and when you get it, you have to tell what it's going to be on. It's going to be on like an international dump truck. Then this tag shouldn't be on your Ford Ranger as you're parked in the Tractor Supply parking lot.
Okay. So, yeah, that's makes more sense because that's the way essentially it's been around here.
Yeah, that pissed a lot of people off. So yeah, they're cracking also, down on shit. From that,
I mean, I feel like that'd be the perfect time frame to just like do a slew of like bank robberies and stuff like. Prior to them putting that into place, like, think about it. They can get your car description and stuff like that, but then it's just like, oh, what was the license plate? Oh, it just said farm use only. And then as soon as you get back, you just put the regular license plate back on the car.
Yeah, but essentially you can do the same thing. You're just taking your tag off. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Because you raise more risk of being pulled over for no tags.
Versus farm use only.
Yeah, but you'd have to have like a
Something like-
shit box to make it believable. And then the shit box is usually more recognizable than just a.
So if you take like
the
a,
average
just saying, if
vehicle.
you do it with like a beat up farm truck or something like that, do the crime in that.
But that again, that's more recognizable because I mean, if you have like an old, say, '87 Ford,
Spray paint it
okay, yeah.
afterwards.
Still, it's good. It would be like,
I'm saying
it's
if you
got the
do a
same
bang-
dent here in the door.
Yeah, that you just beat the hell out of it with a hammer. But I don't know what you're talking about.
Yank the engine out, and be like, this son of a bitch hasn't run in years. Like,
I mean, depending on the size of the heist, like
yeah, but
I'm
you gotta
saying,
be
like-
quick because if the alarm goes off, then you're not gonna be able to outrun a cop.
yeah, you be quick, you get back to your farm, and then you just essentially have a pit crew like take care of the things that need to be taken care of to change the car's identity. But like, it's that back in the day, from what you're saying, like it would have been a hell of a lot less like suspect if you had that license plate.
If you had a farm to stash it on, that would be even better. Because that happened in when we were in high school.
Well, if you're getting farming plates, you should be on a farm.
Guy was driving drunk and he whipped his vehicle into the farm, parked it in one of the barns where all the the tractors and stuff were, parked it over in the corner where you couldn't see it. Cop showed up and was looking all around, couldn't find the truck. Meanwhile, he's like, oh yeah, I haven't seen that truck at all. Like, you are a ballsy mother. What if the cop had seen you? You're lucky it's dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've been here hanging out. Had a few beers, no one's drinking. Like, you are ballsy. Talking, you just ran from this cop and you're sitting here talking, having a conversation with him. Have any of you seen a Ford Dually? Nope. What's up, Matt? How you doing? I don't understand how that guy was alive. He was constantly driving drunk, and he wasn't good at it whatsoever. I watched him put, 2007 F350 dually. I watched him put it in 3 or 4 ditches and pull out of there. Just like, how are you alive, bud? Jesus. I'm here, I think.
Well, I mean,
Hope all is well with
it's
y'all.
like this whole the Karen
Yeah.
Reed trial thing
It's
going on.
it's going good. Hope it
From all
for you as well, sir.
accounts, and admitted, and they can admit it because they weren't caught doing it. Like, everyone drives around in that town like hammered. Like, oh yeah, we had like 10 drinks at this place, and then we left, and then we drove over to this person's house, and I'm like, so essentially, like, everyone was blackout drunk, and no one can remember what happened. But somebody died.
That's one hell of a.
I don't know if you're not familiar with the Karen Reed case.
No, I saw
Okay.
something about it pop up on TikTok, but I haven't looked more into
Oh,
it.
dude, I literally watch every day of court live, like start to finish.
What's
We're on
what's
like
the
day
deal?
26 is going to be next week. So, Karen Reed is like a 40-something-year-old lady. She's accused
Who knows life? We're here. We're
of
live and kicking.
second-degree murder for
Appreciate you.
backing over her boyfriend, who is a Boston cop, and killing him. Now, where he got killed is on the property of another Boston cop. It's his house. And he is related to, I think it's his brother-in-law, is the chief of police for the Canton PD, which is where this all happened. And one of their good friends, like the chief of police's family, they're good friends with Michael Proctor, who works for the Mass State Police, who was the lead investigator on the entire thing. So, the conspiracy, the theory is, or what the defense is saying, is that this is there's a massive cover-up because the Canton PD family, like, they have a history of violence and like beating people up and stuff. Beat them up, almost killed them, and then framed Karen Reed for the murder. And the defense is obviously saying that like this is a cover-up, and like the evidence is so shaky because it all comes down to a taillight, and it's the most fascinating thing. I was talking to my friend's wife who was also watching the trial, and it's like I think it's going to be the most important thing since like OJ's trial. It's a big deal.
Sorry to jump on here. Sorry, Feenix. If I'm not allowed, you can kick me off. Kelly, did you hear in the trial when they actually said that he went on a military base and threw away the phone?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now there's the huge investigation from CID. How he got on the base and where did he throw it away? Because now the military is getting involved.
Yeah. But the lead investigator's already under investigation by the FBI.
I was actually pretty decent.
He's also the lead investigator for another like a very high profile murder that's going to be after this. So they have to get involved. And oh my god.
You know the trickle down effect, right?
Yeah.
So here's the trickle down effect. They're trying to figure out how he actually got on the base because he had no clearance nor an ID to get on the base.
No, he knew someone.
Yeah. So for him to get on the base, and even if he knew that person, if they brought him on the base to get rid of evidence, now it's a military. That's DOD.
Yeah. Well, that's why, I mean, the FBI is fully involved with that too.
Oh yeah.
That part of the investigation.
Like, we've been sitting out on base watching and listening to this trial. We're waiting. They caught him with so many felonies already. It's unreal.
Well, not to mention just the text messages alone. Like, I don't know if you saw like the thing, like his text messages about Karen Reed is like,
yeah.
Man, that is literally the worst things that you can say about a person. He texted the lead investigator of this for the Mass State Police, texted his sister, and said, "I hope she kills herself." Like, okay.
Well, hell,
like, reasonable doubt is done here. Like we're past that, and it's now like,
oh yeah.
Who are we charging on the law enforcement side?
Well, here's the thing. Like, all of us were sitting there, like, watching the trial. Like, we're watching it on the big projector.
Dude, yeah, I'm glued to it.
Like, sitting at the base, and we're sitting there watching it. I think there was like 30 people in there. And one of them stood up, and he was like, so are they not going to arrest him? Like, he just literally... admitted to committing a felony.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know if you heard the
Like
testimony
multiple
about.
times.
I don't know if you heard the testimony about like him and Albert Proctor and Albert going and like getting hammered, and then basically admitting to driving drunk in the cop car because he's like, "Oh, I think I left my badge in your squad car," and he's like, "Yep, I got it." He's like, "Hopefully my gun's there. I don't know where my gun is." And it's like, "What? You just got called out on drunk driving in your squad car as a police officer." Like, eh. My only concern is because they dropped another juror today, is they may have a mistrial because they're going to lose the jury. But Phoenix, it's fascinating. It really is.
I'm listening. I'm gonna have to look up like some YouTube summaries.
Yeah,
of it
yeah, really. It
when I'm
is
streaming.
unbelievable.
So Michael, how are you?
Like,
Make more. Yeah, I got more.
I won't
Have a good night. Axel, thanks
typically
for stopping by.
live stream a court case because it can get pretty boring, and on certain days it is very boring. Like today sucked because they had to get rid of a juror because
I'm pretty good.
the
Thanks for
person, like
asking.
the camera person, like panned out at the wrong time when they were trying to call a juror to the stand, and it the camera caught who the juror was. So you can't do that. So
yeah,
they were dismissed. But it's the third alternate, or well, the third juror to go down in the past week.
Damn.
But I also can't imagine having to retry this. Like, I don't even know if they were to, like, knowing what they know now, both sides, I don't know how they'd be able to retry this. It'd be a completely different case.
I think they have to go to a different courthouse too.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. They would have to go to, like, probably like the Berkshires, like out in Western Mass, where they're like,
Well, they can't have the same judge. If I remember correctly,
yeah.
a mistrial, you cannot have the same
Yeah.
judge. You have to have like a whole new
I've
everything.
heard the defense would be like, we're gonna go out to like Berkshire County, like, super far out west, like in the boons, where no one has like internet to begin with. Karen who?
Karen, that bitch guilty.
I don't know if you heard me, Keller. Have you heard about the Mississippi trooper yet? Or the Alabama? One or the other. So she got brought up on charges and fired for apparently R-word. I don't know if you're allowed to say that on YouTube anymore.
Nope. Nope, you're not.
R-word on another female. And apparently when it happened, she was doing a traffic stop. Like, it's all on her dash cam. She's doing a traffic stop and all. And it's like the person who said it happened and where it happened at was like 2 counties away. I'm waiting on that trial to start.
Yeah, that'll be.
I mean, I'm gonna say this. She's actually a pretty gorgeous trooper too. I mean, Yeah. Okay.
Man's out here like, pull me over, pull me over, pull me over.
Yeah. No joke. No joke. Please pull me over, lady. Whew. Whew. Well, I don't know if any of y'all have seen them TikTok cops. Somebody did a competition of all the hot TikTok cops. Whew. Whew. Some of them. They can pull me over any day of the week. Nah, sorry, Phoenix. I didn't mean to ruin your stream or anything. I had to come.
You're good.
Nope.
Like, yeah, I've been watching this too. It's pretty hard.
It is. Like, it's wild. So I don't know if you watched today's stuff, because today got totally messed up because of the juror thing, like getting caught up in the camera, and then them having to like cancel the morning, and then their normal lunchtime was like their their morning break, but then they ended the day early. But then after they ended the day early and took the jurors out of the room, had this whole like back and forth about like the fact that the trooper that's on the stand right now has changed his opinion since the grand jury trial.
And see, like, I only watch 20 minutes a day, and if you're gonna pop up on the stand and automatically, yeah, let me, you know what, she might have, or might have been wrong on this. No, stop, just stop, just sit down. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know. So after Proctor testified, I was like, you know what? I think he just, like, I was originally, before he testified, I was like, because all the other testimony before that was just like, it was Proctor, it was Proctor, it was Proctor, and then he testified, and I was like,
it's Proctor.
No, like, he obviously has like some kind of like incentive to make the case go away, but I actually think he's stupid. Like, stupid enough to.
Oh no, he is. Like, no, you have no.
He was covering up something that he didn't know he was covering up for something. Like,
oh yeah,
he thought he was doing everything by the books because he was doing what he was told. And so that's when it came to Tully. I was like, okay, well, Tully, you got some explainings to do.
Well, even when he was standing, like, on the stand, like, he would look at the judge. Like, what was the question? Like, dude, what do you mean, what was the question? You're looking right at the lawyer, asking you.
Yeah.
And he would turn and look at the judge. What was that question?
It's interesting how when they go up the ranks of the Mass State Police, how more confrontational they are in terms of, like, the higher ups are more confrontational and like, well, you asked this, so I answered this.
Yep.
And like, I don't understand your question because it wasn't asked properly. Versus Proctor was just like, yeah, like, these are the text messages I sent. And like, I called her the C word, called her the R word, her balloon hole.
Oh no, he did literally right on.
Yeah.
Everybody's just sitting there. Even what was
Dude,
funny,
they
even
pulled
Karen
his
was
personal message. Phoenix, they pulled his personal text messages with like his friend group, and it was basically just like, well, you know, like, is she hot? And she was like, oh yeah, like, like, she's good, no ass. But she had surgeries, so she has a colostomy bag now. And infer what you will from this, but he described her as a leaky balloon hole.
Oh, you should if you watch
Like
anything from the trial,
text.
Phoenix,
And this was read aloud, and they made him read it out loud in front of everyone, in front of Karen Reed. It was the most I was talking to my wife because I work from home on certain days, so she wants the updates, and I'm watching the trial live. So I was reading this, I was just like, literally the cringiest part of this so far is when Jackson ended his.
Oh God, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, he ended his defense on that and just ranted, just went through all of that stuff, and then he just ended with "Shame on you, sir."
Really?
He's just like, you're talking about a leaky ass R word that should unalive herself. That
now, Phoenix.
These are all the things you said.
So Sean, are you, man?
And he's like, yep, I did say those things because he did. And the defense attorney was just like, shame on you, sir. And mic drop, I'm done.
I hope you have a whole bunch of snacks, Phoenix, because I'm going to have to binge watch this all weekend because it's going to be good. I'm telling you that. You ain't going to want to
So Matt,
I'll get the highlights on YouTube.
Matt, did you know that so there's reporters in the room and they're live tweeting stuff?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
After that, right before take that back. After he was just shame on you, sir. And then the defense rests and they went to back to the prosecution. I forget what it's called. But he was just like, oh yeah, no, we conducted this in a very the investigation was very solid and unbiased. And she reported that one of the jurors laughed.
Did you see? Oh God, I forgot his name. He was on the stand.
And it's well,
That's good to hear.
well, you obviously have one person that does
great,
not
great.
believe that this is a legitimate trial.
Who was it that was on the stand? And they were sitting there, and the defense was like, "Yeah, we actually have his key card, login information."
Not
and
Lally.
he was
it
like,
was,
"Wait, what?"
Not Lally. It was wasn't it Albert?
I think it was Albert, because he sat there and was like, "Wait a minute, wait,
Yeah,
you
because-
have that?"
Yeah, because that's when because they said that the Canton police was going to recuse themselves because it was a conflict.
Yep.
But then you have the chief of police of Canton scanning his key card in there to go
And I'm
and
back.
On his day off, he
yep,
went in there at what was it, 9:57 and 54
Yep.
seconds. I think they
Yep.
even
in
brought
the
up
morning
seconds.
on the day of the murder or
Yeah.
alleged murder, and yeah, he showed up
Strawberry
and he's
banana
just
fries.
like, oh hey, if you guys need any
Amazing.
evidence stored, we'll store it for you.
I thought it was funny because he was so sitting there going how do you have this? Well, nobody knows that we actually have that information. Now that y'all know we have it.
I'll
Yeah.
pop an earbud in.
Nah.
My
was
biggest
like,
thing is that
bruh.
the prosecution has 150 witnesses, something like that. And the prosecution has taken literally almost a month of trial time to prove their point, and the defense is saying that they only need 4 days.
And see, and that's the thing. They bring
Isn't that
honestly,
enough?
this is how I see the
You're
trial.
saying that the
Yeah.
prosecution needs literally a month to prove their point, but then the defense is saying, "Oh, we only need 4 days."
Well,
There
see-
has to be some kind of smoking gun there has to be some kind of smoking gun that they have. But
you and I both know.
in my head, like the entire thing's just been a smoking gun. Like the fact that they flipped the footage, like in the Sally port, like come on.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Like,
and his
that
radio
was bad enough.
transmission.
And then I don't know if you saw at the end of Proctor's trial when he was looking at, they were asking him about the Sally Port footage, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I watched it recently, but the timestamp was in yellow." It was like, well, no, the timestamp or like the timestamp stuff that we all saw in court was in blue. So you were watching a different video.
Caleb, we both
Which
know
means
how this
it
is
was-
going.
I know.
One or two ways.
Yeah,
And
but you also
this
know
is
it.
how
It only takes one. It only takes
it,
one.
It takes one, but we both know they're going to be like, "Oh, she's not guilty. Okay, cool." And then it's going to be that. It's, okay, cool.
Yeah. And my question is, like, where's the follow-up investigation?
Yeah, no, there won't be one. You know just as much as I do. They will not do another investigation.
Because the same thing happened with the same family like 5 years ago.
Yup.
Where it just got swept under the rug.
The only investigation you'll hear, or if you even do, I'll try to keep everybody updated if I can, is the CID.
Yep.
Whenever
so
CID
good.
gets done with theirs, which is coming up very
You
soon
guys
from
stream
what I've been
tomorrow night,
told.
too, or during the day sometimes?
Just,
I don't
kind of keep your ears
know
open on that
just
one.
yet.
Not saying much because I can't. But yeah, CID.
Listen, if your lead investigator on a murder trial is being investigated by the FBI, that there alone is reasonable doubt.
Well,
I don't
yes,
know what's going on
the
tomorrow just
FBI
yet.
is getting information,
My wife
but the
works
FBI is
at-
getting it from CID. Whenever CID is
Closes
done, they have to
tomorrow.
turn
She
it
wasn't
over to the
supposed to.
FBI. But
I think she works
there's
till
kind of
9:30. So I
conflict right
don't
now
know.
because
Yeah, no.
if
they're
there's
going to
plans
file
during the day or
charges
not.
on
She
a
did say
military
I'm going to my
installation,
dad's.
which will
So we'll
go
see.
into a court-martial.
I don't know if I'll
and
stream it all
jag.
tomorrow or not.
Oh,
But
yeah,
they're
I don't
no.
know.
That stuff aside. No, that stuff aside, the
excuse me.
FBI is involved in this investigation specifically because they have they escalated it to because they apparently Tully, sorry, who is Proctor's superior, allegedly
thank you,
he
Sean, but
said
that's
that he
why
was
I might
aware
not
of some
stream. I don't
suspicious
know
stuff and then reported it to
what the game plan is. So I know my wife works Sunday.
head of Mass State Police, and then once that happens,
So
it
I don't know if
automatically
we'll
triggers
be
an
celebrating
an
Father's Day
FBI
tomorrow or
investigation.
not. If
So
we go
he's
over there,
under FBI investigation.
I probably
I'm saying,
won't stream. Especially if we go out in the pool.
If you're under FBI
I'll have to
investigation,
come home and get a shower, and I probably won't feel like streaming, but we'll see how it goes.
you're no longer
We'll see.
qualified to
If I do stream, it'll be notified in the
testify
in the Discord.
at anything.
Who's the other guy talking? Nate?
And then also our
Mr.
governor
Matt Carter.
came out today and
They're talking about
basically
the
bashed him
Karen Reed trial.
for all of his text messages, and it was just like, I expect better of the Mass State Police, and it's like,
Do you though? Do you really?
do you really know the history of the Mass State Police? Because Whitey Bulger will tell you otherwise.
Well, I mean, that's like any state law enforcement. Do you really expect that though? I mean, come on. I'd expect less.
Yeah, but I mean, what Whitey Bulger had Boston State or Boston Police and Mass State Police in his pocket for, I mean, how many decades?
True.
And they just got caught for their
I haven't either
overtime
until
scandal.
PJ started talking about it. Of course, he's up there.
It's a
from
long time coming.
that area, so
Massachusetts has been corrupt for the longest time, and my family's included in that because my mom would tell me when she was growing up, they'd drop off a new car at the house, and be like, oh, it just fell off the truck. And it was like, well, what was my grandfather doing?
But that's like all the other state law enforcement. It's like the guy, what is it? The Cajun dude, the one that does the low bulls and stuff like that. Put it on a cracker is what he always says.
Yep.
He was a Louisiana trooper for a long time, and they fired him for some. And when he took him to court, it come to find out he was in the right, and they fired and terminated him over nothing.
Cop or something.
And he was there for 18 years.
PJ's from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Steve's from Ohio.
It's more about in this situation, which I think is the biggest factor, is CYA. Cover your ass.
Yeah.
And it's just like, who's the best at that? And despite Proctor being the most egregious human to walk this earth currently, like, I think he was manipulated by higher ups, aka Tully. And I think Tully is leading the charge on this. I thought it was Proctor. I really did for the longest time, but I don't think it is anymore. I think it's Sully.
Well, and here's my thing. So here's with all this
he also
trial,
got thrown under the bus so many times, accused of so many things, and then once he went on trial the second day, he started naming names of just being like, oh well, I didn't get the ring footage, Tully ordered that. I didn't go and do this. Tully ordered that. So
wait, if there's ring footage, why didn't they? Why?
Ring footage is deleted. Ring footage is deleted.
Ball game on that one.
Yeah, it's deleted.
Yeah. That was brought up, and they talked about it for goddamn an hour.
It's not on the record, all right? So when you go to Ring and you're like, give us the footage, they can send it to you. But it doesn't really work like that, apparently, because...
so the way they have to do it, from what I've understood, so if it's an evidence piece, like a Ring camera footage, the same format that you give your defense attorney has to go to the state attorney.
Yeah,
and apparently it something screwed up.
No, because there's a sticky note from Tully saying 12:41 a.m. Karen returns, but the footage of that is not there. But there's a sticky note that says 12:41 Karen returns.
I feel like Matthew McConaughey. It's just there. It's gone. It's in the fields of.
Yeah, it's in my cornfields that I'm currently harvesting.
So did she kill, or is she being accused of killing?
Yep.
This person in the driveway.
Yep. So she's accused.
But there's no ring footage whatsoever.
She's accused of backing over him at a high speed.
Which the speed was
essentially. Allegedly, it was 20. Based on today's testimony, it was 24 miles an hour that she backed up in.
Yeah, but the driveway was
driveway.
Long.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever backed up 25 miles an hour.
The only time you're going to do high rate of speed like that is either A, you're intentionally doing it, or B, you're trying to run away from something.
Getting the F out of there as fast as possible.
Yeah, shots are being fired, and you just really got to get out of there. That's about it.
My guess would be she bailed from the scene as quickly as possible. She was pulled into the driveway, because a lot of this lies on where the cars were at what time.
Oh yeah.
So it's
nothing lined up right. How the cars were parked. I was sitting there Like we paused it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I have. I was looking at the maps and stuff. I actually have like I screenshotted the maps.
None of it makes sense. None of it. How?
Oh, by the way, the guy today that was talking about like the GPS pings and stuff. It's like, that's not how it works. Like the dumbest person, myself included.
You don't have to worry about YouTube. YouTube, the highlights. We're telling you it now.
Yeah.
Surprise! Hate to ruin it.
I could tell you for a fact that, like, they're always triangulating. So that's how cell towers work, is triangulation. So they base it on like the strongest signal strength that you have, but they are always pinging. But once you get outside of a certain range, then the ping stops.
You know, during the whole trial, what I have.
And they used like the farthest possible ping for the weakest signal.
Hey, Keller.
Yep.
Have you noticed? This is my favorite thing throughout the whole entire trial. Have you noticed her facial expressions when she catches them in a lie and like notices it?
She's just like, yep.
Like I'm sitting
she
there,
like nods her head.
like, and she keeps looking at her, turning like, "Did you get that? Did you get that?"
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
but it could also be
stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
man. It could also be just like a huge, because she knows that she's on trial. She knows that the camera is going to be faced on her most of the time. So it's also
Amber Heard. Sorry.
Yeah.
yeah.
She also knows that Amber Heard won public opinion too.
Every single one of them. That's just me. I think there's a finger to blame on somebody, on all of them, to be exact, including her, of something.
So my guess is that it was Colin McCabe. And
I can see that.
Jim McCabe played the cover up.
Yeah, he definitely played the cover up.
No, Jim McCabe played the cover up. So I think he killed her. Between him and Brian, I think they killed him or left him alive to a certain extent. But then Jim McCabe was responsible for covering it up. And I think this Lucky guy is going to be the key witness, because Lucky was the plow driver. And he witnessed the Ford, Jim McCabe's Ford Edge, hanging out right exactly where he was found.
So what's their... Okay, so you're saying it's these people. What's their motive for killing the guy?
They're all cops.
So they kill him because he's a cop?
So you don't want cop... Well, so cop on cop crime is probably the worst thing you can do.
One was probably doing some getting extra
his
money.
nephew beat him up.
Or Family Feud. Yeah.
You're saying his nephew,
you're talking about
who is not only family but also a fellow cop, beat him up for what reason?
So they hit a dispute because they're actually next door neighbors, I think, because Colin McCabe was throwing beer cans in John O'Keefe's in his yard. He's throwing beer cans.
Oh, so it's a neighbor dispute?
Yep. But they're also kind of friendly. But from all accounts, like, they're also outsiders. Or it's like, oh yeah, we never had a relationship with John McCabe, or I mean, John O'Keefe or Karen Reed. Like, no. So they're like, I don't recall. I don't recall. So their job on the offense, because they're listed as the prosecutor witnesses, they sit there and say, like, on the defense, like, I don't recall. And that's what they've done the entire time.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't watched any of it, but it doesn't make any sense to me.
It don't make no sense to anybody.
So, yeah, because there's
It really don't.
videos that look like they're supposed to be like taking shit off the taillight, and then there's videos of them not taking shit off the taillight.
Then there's
It's subject. It's very subjective. But based on this, so like me having watched the majority of days live in court from start to stop, I would say reasonable doubt
But see, I don't.
has been established.
The thing that makes me just like, what, this doesn't make any sense, is if a woman, or even if the cops thought that she killed a fellow cop, yeah, they're going to talk shit about her.
No, but they're corrupt cops.
Because they talk shit about her? That doesn't make any sense.
It happened at a cop's house.
Okay.
So they have the ability to manipulate the crime scene and like how things are reported and the footage, everything.
But you saying that the motive would be like a neighbor dispute, but you also said they were friends and family, so I'm completely confused.
The people
welcome
that
to
are
the club.
yeah, the people that are reporting on this are in the club, let's say. However, they don't want to implicate themselves because the conspiracy theory is they did it.
I think
They are responsible for. It's Colin McCabe, dude. Like, it's Colin McCabe and Albert McCabe, or Albert. However, look, the two of them beat him up.
I also think they're
They beat him up.
films too. Like they were doing other stuff.
A cover-up theory.
But beating him up, you said so yourself, you feel like they beat him up enough, but he was still alive. Who killed him?
And they left him out in the cold to die.
Oh.
Because he also has, like, what equates to dog bites on his left arm. So he has puncture wounds on his left arm. It's not just, like, head trauma. It's puncture wounds on the left arm.
That could have been like, if he was out there for a while, that could be just like an animal that.
Nope.
Okay.
Well,
I know nothing. I'm just going what makes sense in my head.
We're also talking about like Hoss Long to die in the snow, right? Nah.
But I'm saying if so,
Hoss Long to die in the snow is one of the biggest contested parts because if it happened at 2:27, then it comes from Jen McCabe's phone, which Jen McCabe is related to all of them. But if the house to die in the snow came at 6 in the morning, then it's going to be like a Karen Reed thing. So we spent the day today in court with an expert trying to figure that out. And it's not. It came up as inconclusive.
Okay, so as it stands, she's on trial right now currently because
I know.
The story is she backed over her boyfriend.
Yeah, but there's no proof of that.
So I'm gonna assume it happened in a driveway, or the theory is it happened in a driveway.
No,
but
it didn't happen on a driveway. It happened on the road.
In a neighborhood.
Yep.
Okay, so you mean to tell me there's not one ring camera that captured that? If that's how it happened.
So what I'm fully expecting is something the defense has that prosecution doesn't, in terms of evidence to end this. But excluding that, they're claiming for ring footage. They're basing their evidence on because she used to live with John O'Keefe, the deceased Boston officer, of her going back out to quote unquote search for him. So, and during that process, she made a 3-point turn. But during her 3-point turn, she backed into John O'Keefe's car, which in my opinion, Matt, like, she hit the car, right?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She admitted that too.
Yeah, which could have broken the taillight. Right. And drove back to 34 Fairview to see if he was there or not. Because that was the last place that she knew he was, because she dropped her off there. But, like, that's the story. But everybody else says that John O'Keefe never went in there. Never went the step inside. How does that make sense?
Okay, she said he went there, but everybody that was there says he didn't.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a cover.
She dropped them. She dropped them off there.
I mean, if her story doesn't match what other people that were there say, then that puts her more on the likelihood of lying. She can usually say, "Oh, I dropped him off here," but he didn't. She never did.
Yeah, but there's also
that's why I'm saying there's no ring cam footage of, like, it's 2024 and you're in I'm guessing a suburb of Boston. Everybody's got ring cameras on their garage, on their front door. You mean to tell me there is no footage of her in that neighborhood whatsoever to prove
Matt,
the
I don't know
point?
if you know this, but the other, it's not the chief of police, is like that, second down from that, lives across the street.
Assistant Chief.
Yeah. Lives across the street.
Yep. And apparently he didn't hear anything.
Allegedly.
Yep.
Like, his Ring camera footage didn't pick up anything. So, like, also, like, that. Did you go get that footage, or is it like it never activated?
There's no way. Yeah, I mean,
Well, no, if it's across the street, it very likely might
Well,
not
you
pick
can
up
set.
because
Just
ours.
I have a Ring camera, and mine's like 10 meters.
Ours would pick up cars pulling like in the parking spots in front of us, but it wouldn't pick up what was across the parking lot, like the apartments across the parking lot. So, like, because we had someone ask if we had footage of them putting something in the office door, and I was like, ours don't reach that far. So, if it's across the street,
Right.
that's plausible. That's 100% plausible.
I mean, that'd be like 110 feet.
But if the car drove past the front of his, like,
So I guess
depending on
the
what
question
side
would be
it
like,
is.
can you have them? Because we all know that Ring like records 24/7. Like, we're not gonna say it doesn't do that, right?
I have no clue. I don't know what
It does.
I only know what I have on my end is when it picks up motion, then it has a recording that I can go back and watch.
Yes. That's
now,
allegedly.
hang on. Before you continue on,
How do they know when there's going to be just it's recording 24/7. I hate to say.
Do you know how motion sensors work?
Uh,
There you go.
I do. I do, but I'm arguing the defense now in that they justified the skipping of.
It sounds like you're
Sally-
making up evidence to try to defend this woman. That's what
Nope.
it sounds like right now.
No, because this is the exact same excuse they use of the interior of the Sallyport where they brought the car into, and they were skipped some videos, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it was because it was motion sensors." It's like, no, they were walking around the entire time. Were they not meant?
Yep. I mean, what I don't understand the most is the fact that they say like they don't have footage of this, this, and this, but they can
But they
see
got
exactly what was happening and what they were doing at the moment, and that's where it makes no sense whatsoever.
even though it was active in the Sallyport because they were walking around the entire time.
Well, you do know the ring camera is like it doesn't pick up like someone can start walking up to your door and it won't activate right away. So it could have been they walked out of frame, stopped recording, and then they walk back in, and it just takes a second to pick them up moving again.
Well, you do understand that Ring records constantly.
No,
They only you didn't know that.
no.
Okay. Well, they do. And they only let you know about, like, events within your proximity that they think you should be worried about. But they do record constantly. So, having knowing that,
While Ring cameras do not support 24/7 continuous recording, you can utilize motion-activated recording or manual recording options to capture footage when activity is detected or when it's initiate recording through the Ring app. So no, they don't record 24/7.
So they have that. Well, whoever, John O'Keefe has that ability to just 24/7 just recording.
That's probably like a security system then, not a Ring camera. Or it's a Ring camera hooked up to like a
Ring,
recording.
Ring claims to be a security system, so.
Well, no, Ring's not a security system. Ring is a doorbell cam that has like other options. When I talk about recording, like an actual security system, it's like a business has, where you have like a central computer that all the footage feeds into that records nonstop, and then you can go back to a certain time and date and pick up that footage. That's a security system. Ring is a camera that has like motion activated cameras that will alert you when something happens. It's not like a
what we're talking about is
central security system.
They deleted the actual incriminating.
So that it's not a Ring. It's not a cloud-based system. It's a actual hardwired.
No, it's cloud-based. It records directly to the cloud.
But it's not like no. So when I say cloud, I mean like Ring has its own software that has that stuff in there. If there's no timestamps or anything, that's their own personal security footage system that they can actually go in and delete that stuff. It might go into a cloud of some sort, but it's not like a cloud-based system that like you pay for. It's their own personal security footage system. If that makes any sense. So it's like what a store has, where you go, a store is recording 24/7.
Right.
They can go back and pull up a certain time and date and everything because it's all saved on like hard drives and everything. It's essentially the same thing. If it's deleted completely and there's no trace whatsoever, they would have to like hack Ring or have Ring's going to be your accomplice to the cover up, which I don't see that happening. All right, so it's got to be like their own personal surveillance system.
No, so they've been called out on their Ring footage, and they don't have an excuse for it. So that's what I'm saying. It's like that they don't have a justifiable reason for that. Like they got the records.
So they have a record of the Ring footage capturing something at a certain time, but that footage doesn't exist. So they've removed it.
Intentionally, yes. So there's a sticky note that says 12:41 a.m. Karen returns. But if you go to the Ring footage, it doesn't exist.
Excuse me.
So I'm saying, like it was manually deleted. Because it did exist at one point.
But what I'm saying is you would have to have the whole neighborhood has to be in compliance. Because I'm pretty sure there's more than just their Ring cameras. Like if they're in a suburb of Boston, there is a ton of Ring cameras, ton of surveillance cameras.
Yeah. Well,
so there is not any other no footage of her whatsoever except in that whole neighborhood.
There's no one else that complied.
So you were saying the whole neighborhood's in on this?
No. God, no. No, I'm saying they didn't go to the point of getting a search warrant for it. Like, they didn't do their due diligence.
The defense could.
If
the defense is investigating, they could easily go around the whole neighborhood. So there's no footage whatsoever.
Feenix, that's what I'm saying. That the prosecution has taken an entire month to build their case, right? The defense said that once the prosecution rests, they only need 4 days.
I thought you said the defense
They-
rest.
Nope. Nope. Prosecution hasn't even rested. The prosecution has 150 something witnesses to go through.
Good God.
Yeah.
Oh, she's cooked.
And the defense says they only need 4 days to rest. So the defense has a smoking gun.
Yeah, but they'd have to disclose that to the
That
prosecution.
not always.
If it's evidence,
But,
it has to be submitted and turned over to the prosecution.
yes, it's up to the prosecution to figure out what they're talking about.
Well, I'm saying if it's video footage, then I mean,
And you can also enter new evidence.
not without the prosecution knowing about it. Like the prosecution has to see it
No,
first.
they can they can disagree with it, but there's not much they can do. So think about it. Like they could present their entire thing. They're just like, well, my personal opinion, because they had 150 witnesses to call. Like they knew it wasn't a strong case to begin with. And they took an entire month of days, like jury days, to get to where they are now. So the prosecution has to rest at some point. And then the defense can do literally the exact same thing if they want, but they're not going to. But if they have overwhelming evidence, like they're only calling 4 people, so you're talking 150 versus 4. That means the prosecution has a lot more like a burden to play on the fact that of like
The prosecution always has the bigger burden.
no. Yeah. The defense has no burden. It's the burden lies on the prosecution of unreasonable doubt. That's all the prosecution has to do. They have not been able to do that up to this point. Because there's so much sketchy stuff that's going on. So all the defense has to do is like call like 3 to 4 witnesses and be like, "Hey, are you an expert in like crash testimony?" They're like, "Yeah."
Hey, are you an expert in a leaky balloon knot?
And they could be like, "Yeah."
I in fact
all-
am, sir. Does she look like a leaky balloon knot to you?
That's all they need.
I don't know.
So, like it. So like, if she did do it, which like you know,
The
who
more you
knows?
talk
I
about it,
mean,
the more you make me think she did do it. The more I see holes in your story.
That's fair because I used to be like 100%. No chance she did do it, and then after the testimony today, I was like, well, maybe she did. And she's getting like the OJ defense of like, if the glove does not fit, you must acquit.
I don't know. The more you talk about it, the more I'm
No.
like, if this case hinges on cops like talking bad about a suspected cop killer, like I don't take that as evidence that they covered anything up.
So it would be the person that killed him would be the cops.
But you're saying the person that
Son-
killed him was his neighbor that was also family.
But no, not family.
And
it was like,
you said it was his nephew that did it.
yes, because he has a history of fighting for no good reason. And like,
So the guy who
who's
died his nephew, or the guy you think did its nephew or covered it up's nephew? I'm confused. You're confusing me here.
So the person who died, then it'd be like that. Well, like unrelated because there's no direct
I think I'm throwing him for a
relationship
loop.
between the guy that died and the family that killed him.
Okay. So
There's
all right.
no really.
You had me confused when you said it was his nephew. I thought you meant it was the guy who died nephew that you're saying did it. I was like, wait.
No, but he lived next door to this family.
So his neighbor's nephew is who you think did it. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The neighbor is all like full crime mob style kind of stuff. So like they did their best to like pull all the strings they had of just like, hey, let's have this not happen, so no one goes to jail. And that's how this kind of got covered up. But at the same time, like, it's just like shitty police work. And like I don't think that most of the people that were doing this stuff, that they had any idea what they were a part of. Like Proctor, like I actually feel bad for Proctor.
Okay, Phoenix, to help you kind of get maybe unconfused, everybody in this trial has tripped over themselves and has basically overlapped each other on different stories.
Well, yeah, if you're talking about like the McCabe family, yeah, 100%.
Like everybody's story, like if you put everybody's story laid out across the table, nobody's is matching up.
Yeah, but don't you find it interesting that Proctor said that all the important things? He's just like, oh, that was my supervisor Tully.
Yeah, he was just trying to point it to a different person.
Yeah.
Like that was that. Sorry, I figure I'd help you out, Phoenix.
So he's a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, hands down.
But
I just know
When you
nothing
get
about this. I'm just
control
going by
of
what PJ is saying. He's confusing me, and the more
I know.
the more
It's
he
very-
talks, the more I'm like, this bitch is guilty.
That's like
No, it's super confusing. It really is super confusing. Like
nobody is making sense. Nobody, like you could sit there, like watch it, and you're like,
I'm not making sense for a reason.
Where are we at? Are we still on day one? It's like day 873.
We're on.
I'm making
So
a-
Monday
joke.
Monday will be day 26.
I was making a joke. I wasn't being serious. But what I'm getting at is like how
I keep up with it.
like everybody that
Watch
goes
it
on,
every day.
it's stupid. It's stupid how nobody, like as soon as they ask them, well, where are you at? Oh, I was in California fishing with my buddy. Then why are you here? Oh, well, I got subpoenaed because my phone was over here. It makes no sense. It's crazy how people don't match up.
Like, can we agree
Hey.
that Colin McCabe?
Don't be hating on the
beat
ID
him up
channel.
Oh yeah, he did. Like there was no doubt.
to that point, and then
He might
Shut
beat
up.
him up, but you said so yourself. He didn't kill him. So
He beat him
to like an inch of his life.
To a pulp. Yeah, beat him to a pulp.
Oh, and
Like
you said he left them out in the cold to die. Okay.
Yeah, so then his aunt was like, how long does it die? How long does it take to die in the cold? And she made that Google text at 2:27 in the morning. But Karen didn't. I can't explain. It's an outsider. So she said, like, how long does it take to die in the cold? At 2:27 in the morning.
So you said something earlier that you said it was a friend's phone. I remember that from a couple weeks ago. So you're saying that it was the aunt to the guy who beat him up that Google searched this?
So the person that Google searched this was his sister.
The guy who died sister, or the
she
beater?
Claims. Well, she claims that Karen Reed came back once they found the body, and they were like, we need to Google, like, how long does it take to die from hypothermia? And she claims that at 6 in the morning, she typed in, like, how long does it take to die in the cold? But that didn't register, so she had to fix it. So it was like, how long does it take to die in the cold? And all the other words were misspelled. And it was like, did you meet this? And it was like digestive. Something like, how long does it take digestive?
Well, that could be why nobody's story adds up, because if everybody's drunk, of course people are going to remember different things.
Exactly. So that's the problem.
Nah, I'm still going with the bitch is guilty.
If you listen to it, it'd be something separate. Because it would be beyond a reasonable doubt. And, you know, even if I just made that testimony that of, like, the words that I just said, like, they're claiming that I could potentially be a witness.
Can I say something? And this kind of goes with kind of what Feenix was saying, but kind of against what Feenix was saying. So you're talking about the ring camera. So if she would have ran over his body in the middle of the road, a ring camera would have picked it up for the simple fact of
the police chief lived right across the street.
Hang on.
We've already established that being across the street does not mean ring camera will pick it up.
Yes, but it would have picked up the motion of the car going up in the air and back down. Because if you run over somebody, you're not going to be on flat ground. It's actually going to pole vault the car.
But it doesn't matter what the car is doing if it's outside that range of that ring camera. It's not going to pick it up. I'm saying if in order, like, there's no footage whatsoever of her car being anywhere else at the time when it was supposed to have happened. Because if she clearly did not back over him,
no, the funny thing,
there's got to be footage of her car somewhere else that proves that she's innocent. If there's not, well, you just said there's no ring cam footage.
No. There's about garage cam footage and library cam footage of her driving around town.
Okay, is this before or after when the supposed incident's supposed to happen?
It's around the same time.
So at the same time, so it didn't.
No, not at the same time. Just around.
So
because she also.
I'm saying, but there's no footage whatsoever of her actually.
She also spent like 5 hours, allegedly, driving around, trying to find out where the hell he was.
Okay, so it's also reasonably plausible that she may have hit him. And
everybody's story, but there's major holes.
But if there's a lot of drinking going on, there's going to be holes in everybody's story because no one's going to be able to match up the same thing because everybody's drunk.
We all know Colin McCabe killed him. Like, we all know that.
I don't know.
No, I'm talking to Matt here. Like, Colin McCabe killed him.
Yes, but I think all of them had something to do with the covering. Trying to cover it.
Well, no. In terms of cover up, why would you just keep things local in the Canton PD when they were supposed to recuse themselves from the entire investigation, but they didn't? So why is Canton PD so involved in this? Like, every single video you see has Canton PD, even though they claimed to recuse themselves.
Have you not watched Making a Murderer?
It's literally the exact same thing. But
I'm talking about. Excuse me.
No, it honestly
documentary
is
disproving everything that was in Making a Murderer. Have you not watched that?
Well, that was the sequel to it, but it didn't get him out of jail.
No, there's a Candace
Owens. It didn't get him out of jail
because he's guilty. He is full blown guilty. The whole Making a Murderer admitted so much information that once you put it all together, they tried to blame the guy, the police officer, in that whole storyline when he wasn't even involved. He was asked to do something away from where the scene was and ended up finding shit. Everybody's like, oh, he planted it. That was Making Murderer's thing. This sounds exactly like that. That she's guilty and they're trying to put it on the police when...
I'll watch it again. No.
Yep. That guy, Stephen Avery, is guilty as fuck and is a disgusting human being.
No.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Have you watched the Candace Owens documentary about it? Where they dissect everything that was in Making a Murder, and Making a Murder has even come out and admitted that they left critical information out, and the phone calls where they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna make this," and the freaking film directors were helping. It's on. I don't know if it's on there anymore because she got fired or she quit. But it was on.
Yeah, because it wasn't true.
No, it was on.
Well, if she's not there anymore.
Would you shut up for fucking 5 seconds? It's on Ben Shapiro's network, and them two got into it.
Source.
I believe anything Ben Shapiro says over fucking Stephen Avery, guy who fucking murdered a woman.
Not when it comes to that.
Have you looked at his background? Not just what the cookie cutter, what they're showing. I'm talking about like his serious back. That guy is so fucking guilty. So fucking guilty.
I know Ben Shapiro inside and out.
Yeah.
He's a hardcore lefter. So.
He's a hardcore what?
Lefter.
Lefter? What the fuck's a lefter?
Left wing.
No, he's not. You don't know Ben Shapiro if you think he's left wing, sir. He's a libertarian. He's not. He agreed more with the Republicans.
Why don't you look up libertarian?
So libertarian is more right than it is left. He's a conservative broadcaster.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna sit there with a
I
straight
don't very
face.
much.
You're
Yeah.
gonna sit there with a straight face and tell me Ben Shapiro is a Democrat. He's anti-Trump, yes, but he is anti-Democrat more so than he is anti-Trump.
In that case, I would call him a socialist.
Oh my God. He's not Bernie Sanders.
To a certain extent. To a certain extent.
He falls in line more with the Pauls. Rand Paul and what's this? Ron Paul.
Just
They're Republicans. They are libertarian Republicans. Huh?
like I will not have this conversation with you.
Because you're wrong on this one?
Nope.
Yeah?
Nope.
You can have
Yeah.
it with me. But let's listen. Let's hear, because I'm enjoying this. I'm over here laughing. I'm sorry. I want to hear this. We're
Agreed.
waiting.
For the sake of like Trailer Park Boys, just, agree to disagree.
Benjamin Aaron Shapiro is an American lawyer, columnist, author, and conservative
we're gonna
political
do it.
commentator.
Oh, we're doing it.
Just saying. I know Ben Shapiro. I used to listen to him all the damn time. He's very conservative.
Well, we can all agree on one thing. Not a single one of them is for the American people anymore. They don't care about you, me, or anybody else. They don't.
No.
Really just...
They're all about how much money they can make. Politics is corrupt as shit. Extremely corrupt. Nobody goes into politics like, I want to make a better world for the citizens. Nope. They all go into it like, hey, how much money can I make out of this? Except for the Pauls. I think the Pauls actually legitimate. They're surgeons. They don't need money. So
I literally want to go into politics to do the best. And I think you can agree with me that the best is a balance of the extremes.
Oh no, I 100% look. Okay, so there's a difference between local politics, like you were talking about, and like United States politics. When it comes to Congress, all of them are fucking corrupt. If they're not corrupt when they step in the door, they are quickly corrupted once they do get in.
You see, they just approved just like the bumper on the for the guns. The United States Supreme Court just repealed what they put into place in 2019 for the bump stocks.
I hadn't heard about that, so I can't.
Well, now bump stocks are legal again, just in case you wanted to know.
Don't think that's the problem. Our gun problem is we have all these gun laws, but yet there's still, even the places with the most strict gun laws, Criminals are still going to get their hands on it, regardless. The places with the least
No, that's
least
not
gun
point.
laws
My
are.
point. I'm saying they repealed, like the judicial system repealed that because they thought that was a impeachment or like an impediment on our rights. So they're like, "Oh, you want bump stocks again?
I'm too drunk.
You got
I'm
them."
completely sober,
So
sir.
since 2019, we had that
Hey,
banned.
Michael.
Now we don't have that banned. The bump stocks.
The only reason that was banned was because of the shit in Las Vegas.
Vegas. Yep.
Which that still. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but something doesn't sound right about that. By any means.
It was a lone wolf. Like, he took a full advantage of the First Amendment. It was like, he got every gun and every ammo.
Yeah, but there's
possible.
more to that storyline. There's something more. The
You
fact
think
that
that's an inside job.
I think it was covered up. His true intentions were covered up. Heartbeat, because
Interesting.
there's
How does that sound for the
there's
Canary
crime
job?
scene photos of shit that was in his room that magically disappeared, and it's just like, I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm just saying his true intentions were so. If you want to compare it, it means she did it, but the reason why she did it is being covered up. And it's not apple to oranges there, but no, I agree 100% wholeheartedly on it. That's why I do like Rand Paul and Ron Paul so much, is that they are conservative, but they lean more towards the middle. Whereas in our country right now, we've tried to combat crazy left wing with crazy right wing, and that's not how you do things. And I feel like it's ruined
You know what's scary?
our political
is-
system even more.
You know what's scary is that you have like about like 49% of the population that is going to be voting this year. Like total population. So right now their choices are Biden or Trump.
I don't.
So you have, I mean, you have children of that age, like 18.
I'm gonna put it this way: if Biden wins
Like,
again,
don't you
I'm
think that
fully convinced
Sure.
our election system is rigged. If
See,
Biden
you
wins
think-
again, there's no way at
and
all.
You didn't think that last year.
And it's
You didn't
rigged?
think
Oh,
Last
it's
time.
been rigged.
I
It's been
you
rigged.
didn't think it last time.
I don't. I fully believe there's enough people in the city that, like in the cities, that it would combat anything that, like what it is here in Delaware.
You don't think it was rigged last time then?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. It doesn't. I'm talking about
I think it was.
if people
And
look
listen,
at it
I
side by
don't
side.
like it.
If you look at
Don't
their
like it.
their terms side by side, you're not going to convince me that more people think we were better off under Biden. I know there's a lot of people out there that think we are better off under Biden than we were under Trump. So if
They're
there's,
fucking stupid. They're
I
fucking
know,
stupid.
trust me, I know this, and I agree wholeheartedly. But there are still people out there. But I don't think there's enough that
Some freeze
Biden
today?
wins by any. If Biden even comes close to winning, it's rigged, 100%. Because there is no way that many people are that goddamn stupid.
Biden has the
Have you met
most
lately?
historically
They're all
low.
stupid.
he has the lowest approval rating.
Dude is shitting himself on stages, and people. You mean telling people we're paying astronomically high prices for, and he's like, "Oh, it's Trump's fault." Fucking really, bud? Everything was on the downswing when Trump was in office. As soon as your dumb ass come in, and everything went up.
Dude, you grab your pants.
Blatantly shit his pants. Have you seen the video of him at Beyonce's concert yet?
Oh. Like the one where he just freezes.
Yeah, he's like... He's just like, where am I at?
He's like mid-robot, and he's like...
Everybody else is just around him is just singing and dancing, and he's like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So where he freezes.
The one he was on stage in Normandy was hilarious. The commentary from that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
Oh, when he shit his pants.
Like you can't shit. You can't say he was shitting his pants.
Well, when his wife.
He shit his pants, dude.
And then the other, what was it?
Well, there's some rumors out there, and you got to take them with a grain of salt because they're coming from conservatives. But
an entire clip that came before that, where there were chairs. And he is going back to sit in his chair, and he didn't know how far back to sit in his chair. So that's the defense.
Well, you got to take everything you hear with a grain of salt. But there are people out there who said that Secret Service have come out and said that anytime he doesn't get his way, he shits his pants like a child. Like if people are telling him no, he just and shits his drawers. And I wholeheartedly believe it because you look at the way he throws temper tantrums, like it's very childlike. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. Well, there's no like cutting edge proof. But
the weird thing is that he's what 2 years older than Donald Trump.
Yeah, he's not that much older than Donald Trump, and the difference between the two is like
he's
90 days.
80. He's 80, I think, because Trump's like 78, something like that. But he's like 80. And it's like, well, also at the same time, like knowing that, like don't you have a concern? Like, let's put politics aside. Like, don't you have a concern that the person that could potentially be leading our country is going to be like 84? Like, does that not?
No, it's super concerning. It's super concerning.
Does that not affect anybody?
But that's why I said we've gone from one extreme to the next. Like to combat extreme left wing, we've gone extreme right wing, and I don't see a way back to where we're deciding on
Don't get me wrong.
Middle ground here.
I Donald Trump as president, I think he was that was the best thing that could ever happen to this economy in this country.
Yeah, but you look at the two side by side, and you're concerned about his age. I'd feel much more comfortable with Trump being in office for 4 years than Biden being in office for another 4.
Trump's literally 1 year younger.
Yeah, but he's mentally more.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He also is dealing with a bunch of legal shit. So, like, I don't know. I don't know.
All I gotta say is
I can't wait for someone to like what I want someone that's alright, like mid-30s, being like.
That's why I like Vivek so much.
Hey.
Vivek I was vibing with Vivek.
No, he's done.
Oh, but he never had a chance to begin with. But like he talked
don't
good.
like him because but the Republicans don't like him because he's Indian.
No, that's not the case. He's young. He came out of nowhere.
No, I'm sorry.
And he's younger, and
Can
they
we
want it.
Can we call it what it is?
It's not because he's Indian. No,
Stop it.
you stop it.
You
You're labeling Republicans as racist right now, and that's not fair whatsoever.
I'm labeling both
Because there was a lot of
parties.
lot of the younger Republicans that actually really did like him, but they don't think he can stand up to Trump, and that's why he never made it he never made it a secret. He was campaigning to get a spot on Trump's, so he gets more.
Yeah, but nobody can sit there and stand on their own ground and be like, "Hey, I'm going to be an, non-Trump associated person, and I'm going to run on my own character."
Yeah, because we've gone from extreme to extreme. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't see a way back. Because as batshit as Democrats get, Republicans get even more batshit. So in turn, Democrats get even more batshit. So I can see it's getting even more batshit crazy on the Republican side, and I'm just like, I don't feel comfortable voting for anyone at this point. Like I'm a registered Republican. I've been a Republican all my life, but I like Tulsi Gabbard. I thought she would be a great Democratic candidate, and if she would have run, I probably would have voted for her. Same with Vivek. I like Vivek. I think he's definitely going to be a future, like, feasible candidate down the road.
Yeah.
But these are middle ground people who are great candidates to actually, like, get shit done, and we're not going to do that. We're gonna keep going with the craziest choice that is put before us. Like, even you if Trump wasn't running, who was the next pick? Whack job in Florida. So, like, so we're.
I already said that. And I'm saying, like, if there's someone like me that could come in and be like,
you wouldn't make it in, like, today's like country politics.
Yeah.
You wouldn't make it. You have to be like.
I bet I could make it to at least state senator.
Yeah, you make it state. I'm talking about, like, nationwide. There's no way, because in order to get elected nationwide, you have to be batshit crazy. You have to be just say the most out there fucking things to get elected these days. You gotta be controversial. You gotta be Ocasio-Cortez. You couldn't be president. You could not. You could not be president thinking that Karen Reed is innocent.
No, I'm just.
Like how I brought that full circle.
Not really.
Yeah, no, because you have to find her guilty. You gotta play you gotta play ball if you want to be president, sir. You have to play ball, and right now you're not playing ball by going with the cover up.
Well,
I always said that the only reason I would ever want to.
She's guilty. Like,
the only reason I would ever want to be elected president is to find out all the juicy secrets, like what happened to JFK. Like that's the only reason why I wouldn't be president. I don't want to have any power or anything. I just want to know all the juicy details.
See, I don't see why I wouldn't be able to be successful just based on like a trial I had nothing to do with. I'm just be like, okay, go fuck yourselves.
No, I'm saying because you're not playing ball. To be president, you gotta play ball, or else you're gonna end up with 34 felonies.
I have to wait for the trial to be over.
But yeah, no, I want to, and I want to know the truth about UFOs. Like, I want to know if we have like UFO technology. I know. People are stupid if
I wouldn't expect that.
People
No.
are
Yo,
stupid.
as a senator, I wouldn't expect that.
No, it's president.
Yeah.
I said that's the only reason I want to be president. But like, people are stupid if they honestly think that aliens don't exist. Do I'm saying that we've been visiting? No, I'm not saying like that's hardcore. Yeah, we could have. I don't know.
One time.
But you
time.
are very, very naive if you're going to sit there with a straight face and say we are the only intelligent living beings in this ever expanding universe. There's no way like someone's that. Well, there is people that are that naive that think we are alone in the universe. There's no way we are. With the countless planets they found that have like Earth-like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Habitats? I don't know.
Beings?
Not beings, just Earth-like, like the same, like water, air, survivability. Like we would be able to survive on that planet. You mean tell me there's not any intelligent life on that planet? And when I say intelligent, I don't mean like they could be cavemen and they're still progressing, but it's intelligent life. But I want to know the truth about JFK. And if you ever run for president and you're successful, day one I expect a phone call and I want all the deets about JFK. Or else I'm gonna expose all your dirty secrets. I got Discord
Fair.
I got Discord screenshots. I will use them if I don't get information about JFK.
That's fair.
So PJs gets elected and day one's like, this guy Feenix Feather, we gotta him real quick. And the FBI shows up to my door.
I mean, I sit there and question the same things. Like,
and you know what? I want to know the truth about Marilyn Monroe. Sorry, it's getting late. I want to know if the Kennedys really did have a play in her death.
yeah. Watch the Karen Reed trial.
She's guilty.
At least we sit there and
Turn around right there, Phoenix. You see it?
Huh?
See the full turnaround he just did right there? Come circle.
Yep.
Mhm.
Because I want to know if the Kennedys
if you want to talk, if you
killed
want to
Marilyn.
do that, yeah.
Oh, the Kennedys were shiesty, all right?
If you want to go back to basics, then I have no problem doing that. But yeah, the Kennedys, if you count, well, it depends on which.
John and Bobby
you're
were
talking
both
about. Because if you're talking
scummy.
about going over to Chappaquiddick and like, yeah.
And what was the
off
other
road,
one? Ted? He's
Ted
shiesty
Kennedy.
too.
It was just like, oh, yeah, we just went off the road, no problem. And they buried that.
But I'm saying JFK
essentially,
and RFK
like,
were shiesty too.
The McCabe family is trying to do the exact same thing to cover for Colin. And we all know, it's just like...
I don't know. I honestly don't. The more you talk about it, of course, I haven't watched anything about it. I tell you what. Sometime this week, I will sit down and I will watch summaries and get a better opinion, and I'll let you know next week how I think about it. But
Well,
the more you talk about it, the more I'm thinking she's guilty. Poop bag and all.
God. the more you hear about it, the more you're going to question how things have gone. And the fact that you just said poo bag is really not going to work in your favor based on the testimony.
I'm sorry, should I have used leaky balloon knot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That'd be more appropriate.
I popped in an earbud and I was gonna watch it as you two were talking to see so I could know more about, but it was all like past live broadcast and then Nancy Grace, and I can't stand Nancy Grace, so I'm not gonna get my information from her. She's the most annoying person on TV.
Yeah, do the Law and Order one. That's the best.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. That didn't come up. It was just a bunch of live.
So I watched it live on Law and Order. And honestly, like if you want like a quick feedback, legit text talk.
No,
If you go to nurse, what's her name? Nurse something? Forget. Shit.
I have Law and Order on my TikTok, so
Oh, it's
yeah, I
nurse,
too.
nurse something. If you go to her, you can get that better updates. So you don't have to watch the whole thing live.
Oh, somebody's got pulse point.
Oh, Nurse Kim.
A couple of weeks. I know exactly what this is as memorialized.
Yeah, tell me about the voicemails. She's guilty.
You're talking about the Gemma game voicemails. Yeah.
She's talking about calling him a loser, calling him she effing hates him and all that. She's guilty. Although the wife of the what was one of the McCabe, the is it Jennifer, she looks guilty as hell too. Just by the picture they put, nothing they've said makes her look guilty so far. She just looks guilty because of the way she looks. She looks like she's psycho. So does her husband. So as they're looking for him, she's questioning if she hit him. She's guilty.
No. No.
What's up, Tony? How you doing?
All right, I'm going to bed, y'all.
You have yourself a good night, sir.
All right, tell me what you think, Phoenix. You're going to have to message me.
So far, she's still guilty.
You know what I mean? Message me what you think. We'll have to do a group chat with me, you, and Keller. Pick up on this. But have a good night, y'all. Y'all be safe.
Have a good night. She's guilty. Yeah, she's guilty. Guilty, guilty, guilty. She's guilty. I'm sorry, I'm just sitting here. I'm looking for more. Alright. Well, I had my work cut out for me this week because I gotta watch more of this because she seems guilty as hell so far. Nothing I've seen other than the woman looking a bit creepy has pointed in any other direction. So, but I'll do that off stream. If you guys did like today's stream, do me a huge favor if you haven't already. Leave a like down below. It does help me out so very, very much. I do appreciate it so very, very much. If you guys do want to see future live streams, be sure to click that subscribe button. If you guys will be notified whenever I do go live or upload a video, click that notification bell. If you guys want to be notified when I already said that. As always, guys, thank you so very much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Oops.